I'm not able to be a producer in Toronto if Drake doesn't exist.
Some of the things you've accomplished. GTFO from Mariah Carey. We Find Love, Daniel Caesar. Home by Dylan St. Clair. Crystal Strawberry by Tory Lanez. 21 Savage and Burna Boy. Chris Brown. I could be going on for days.
I feel like in art, period, you have an obligation to like tell the truth. And sometimes the truth isn't always pretty.
Why is my crotch on your mind?
Point blank.
A code is programmed into them and only that can access their code.
But it is.
There's such a peace in privacy.
Yeah, but that's where all the money is. I was sick one day, so I took the day off work. I made beats. I thought it was terrible. I'm like, I'm never gonna make another beat again. And he sends me the record and he's like, yo, this is you, right? I'm like, what? He just sent me the song. I'm like, yo, what? And then that ended up being like my first like gold record.
Hello and welcome back to Hustle Over Everything. I am your host and owner of the show, Alex Whitfield. Today we have a good one for you. I'm excited. You know, me and this guest go way back. And yeah, I think it's gonna be an excellent conversation. You know, we're both heavy into music. He's way heavier than me.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah. You know, listen, this is someone that I have a lot of respect for. Someone that I think doesn't get enough credits for the amount of work that he's put in over the years. You know, someone that's a musical titan in development.
I like that word.
You know?
I like that word.
Jordon Manswell was on the show.
Yes, sir.
What's poppin', bro?
My guy.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Yo, first things first, man. Like I said, you don't get enough credit for everything you've done. So I'm gonna take a second to read off some of the things you've accomplished.
Okay.
You know, so we got We Find Love, Daniel Caesar. Get the Fuck Out from Mariah Carey.
My grandma's listening. GTFO.
GTFO, yes. GTFO from Mariah Carey. Home by Dylan St. Clair. Crystal Strawberry by Tory Lanez. 21 Savage and Burna Boy. Oh my, the list goes on and on and on. Chris Brown. Oh my, Bossy by Anders. Listen, I could be going on for days talking about this. How do you feel when I say all these words back to you, bro?
I try to forget about everything I do, like pretty much immediately.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, part of it is imposter syndrome. Part of it is just like the nature of the business. Like nobody actually cares after like a certain time. So it's like in order to get new business and keep things going, it's you can't like my manager would call it rest on laurels. So I tried not to like celebrate wins too much or like just go too deep into all that stuff because there's always more you could be doing. But just now it felt cool. I was like, yeah,
I did that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So you know, to get the audience really educated on you, you know, talk about what you did with We Find Love for Daniel Caesar.
We Find Love, man. That's such a special record to me because, as you know, you're Adventist, so we come from just like people telling us like you have a ceiling on like what you can do kind of in the world, or like if it's not directly Christian leaning or like you know, about the grace of God or whatever the case, it's like you can't really do it. And that album was like Danny's breakout album, and like the album that put everybody onto him. He completely traveled the world. He did everything. That album is like, I feel like he has like 2 diamond records on there or something like that. Yeah. Like crazy. So just to be a part of that, and especially even going back to the Christian part, the song samples Donnie McClurkin. We Get Up or whatever the case. Yeah. So even just looking at the credits and seeing Donnie McClurkin and all these guys in the same conversation, even though they took a lot of my publishing, but it's fine. That's like super cool, honestly. And like, yeah, just that whole time was like really, really, really cool just for him to like see how far those guys were able to go and just be close to it enough to know that, okay, I can do some of this too. This could probably be like a career for me. So
that was the moment you felt like it was a career for you at that moment?
Yes.
Wow.
Kind of, yeah. Because I'm starting, because everything's brand new. Like we're both, like I'm at that point, I didn't have a publishing deal. I didn't have any real thing. Like I had one like the beat battle and stuff like that, but I didn't, in terms of like production, like my songs with songs or like my beats being used with like actual songs, that wasn't like a thing for real. So having my name attached to like a new artist and its family, and it's just like a respectable song that I can like tell my kids one day, like this was one of those records. That was like really beautiful in that moment. And just like the song, like I'd get tagged in Instagram posts and stuff of like people getting married to the song and all that kind of stuff. So that was the first time I really saw like that type of impact for my, a music that I was a part of.
Word. And now, all right, you bring up something that actually I wanted to talk to you about, because I feel like we're the only people who can really have that conversation of being Adventist in a secular community.
Yeah.
You know, how have you been navigating that?
It's tough. It's tough. A lot of exclusion, I would say.
Yeah.
Like I love like my parents, my grandparents, everyone. We grew up. They did a good job in raising us, so they were very focused on us having a relationship with God first. Don't have a relationship with the church. Have a relationship with God, because the church is going to be the church. Like it's, you know, there's all types of craziness happening in the church, but when you have a relationship with God, it's like that's forever. That's the bond that you should keep. So I've been trying to like, I've been distancing myself a little bit, like slowly, just from the Adventist church, because I definitely feel like some of the teachings are a little bit toxic, a little outdated. So I never want to like leave the church, because that's like my foundation, and like I have a relationship with God and I love the whole thing. But if we're trying to achieve and like outreach and just get out of that mindset, you kind of have to start to distance yourself, do your own thing, and then bring it home and say, you know, look, this is possible. So I've had a lot of people just like say, you know, I admire you for being able to do this. I feel like I can do the same. And I don't feel like I'm doing it in like a bad way. Like I'm not preaching of like, you know, guns and violence and all these things. I'm still like bringing it home, and I want to make it like wavy to like be in music but still have faith. So yeah, it's definitely been tough. I've heard little whispers about, you know, whatever about me, but you're supposed to.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I completely agree, bro. It becomes a challenge, and it feels like it's almost like being Jamaican.
Yeah.
You know? Because there is like a measurement to how Jamaican you are.
That's crazy. I'm not Jamaican, by the way,
you know what I'm saying?
But I get it.
Yeah. You're from the Caribbean. I forget what your ethnicity is.
I'm Trini.
You're Trini.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I mean, everyone from Toronto has like you're at least 25% Jamaican if you're from Toronto. At least. I mean, because, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I feel you.
But yeah, because there's always a level of, oh, are you this Jamaican? Are you that Jamaican? And with the Adventist community, it feels like you're measured to somebody else's perspective of what's right or not right.
For sure.
Know? And there comes to a moment where it's like, you know what? I'm going to live my life, you know, on my terms and still keep faith. You know,
exactly.
So it's a balancing act, I find.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you've dealt with that a lot too.
Bruh, yo, the other day, I'm at a movie premiere, right? And a guy comes up to me and daps me up and is like, by the way, key part of the story, my girl's there with me.
Okay.
You know?
Very important part.
Very important part of the story. Yeah. My girl's there with me. And this is a movie premiere, right? So the actors all there and everyone's still in the movie theater after it cuts.
Yeah. So
we're networking and, you know, chopping it up. And I see a dude I know, I dap him up. And he's like, yo, what's poppin', da-da-da-da. Oh, is this a girl with you? I'm like, yeah, this is my girl right here. Are you guys? How did you word
it? I already know where this is going. Oh,
are you guys keeping it safe,
brother?
Now, mind you, he doesn't know my last name.
Yo, the entitlement. I'm saying that's the stuff that, like, subconsciously, if you stay in that environment too long, you start to really believe, like, okay, you know what? I gotta live my life in this certain way just so that I have an answer for when you get those questions. Because the questions are gonna come.
Yeah.
And that's so, like, damaging. You should never be, like, thinking about what another person thinks that doesn't pay your bills, that didn't grow up with you, doesn't have, like...
Why is my crotch on your mind?
Point blank. Like,
you know what I'm saying, bro?
Point blank.
I was like, what in the world? How? You know? And that, bro, because I be looking at, sometimes when I'm in church, I'm looking at, like, them praying over couples.
Yeah.
And I see, like, 30 people surrounding a couple. I'm like, this looks nice,
man,
but that's 30 prying eyes,
bro.
So yeah, man.
No, it's bro. I have so much to say. I don't know if
but you can't say. Trust me.
Well,
I got you. I got you. You know, and when it comes to navigating being Christian and stuff like that, how do you navigate that in the booth? You know what I'm saying? So if somebody's like, where do you find that in that lane?
It's tough. I ran into that issue with Dylan and Dylan Sinclair because he comes from the church as well. He was like super, like his parents, his entire family is like full of like musicians and like singers. They were in choirs and did the whole thing. So they're all just like come from gospel music. So when me and him linked up and we were doing R&B, we still kept the gospel in there, but we still have to, like, I feel like in art period, you have an obligation to like tell the truth of like what's happening. And sometimes the truth isn't always pretty. It's not always like, you know? So that was a huge conversation because he didn't want to like swear. He didn't want to use any sort of profanity. And I'm like, that's cool, but in art, like everybody swears. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Whether you stub your toe and that's where it comes, or you got your heart broken, or you're mad at God, or whatever the case, everyone swears at some point.
Yeah.
So it's like to purposely stray away from certain emotions just to, I guess, appease certain people. Like I get it in certain genres and things like that. You want to be comfortable, but in a genre like R&B where you kind of have to pour it all out. Like we had to have those conversations. Like, yo, you gotta like at some point you're gonna have to take off your shirt. Like at some point you're gonna like we're gonna have to have these conversations. So like let's get comfortable with like doing it still in like a tasteful way, but you gotta live your life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And honestly, that's kind of been that's my critique with gospel music actually.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's constrained. There's two big things that I've been trying to get back into gospel music.
Yeah.
And one, I find that it's always a reflection of the secular music of that time. And two,
we're talking now. Yeah.
And two, I feel like there's always a wall of how much that artist can really talk about.
Kirk Franklin might be the only person that does do it.
He does do it too. I agree. But like other artists like CeCe Winans.
Yeah. Those guys are like you won't find it.
Exactly.
You won't find it.
Exactly.
And there's a place for that too. Like I'm not gonna say everybody should be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But I do think there has to come a point where like if you're trying to really connect, you have to like
be honest.
You have to be honest. And like that's why like a record like Help Me Believe by Kirk Franklin is my favorite. That's like my favorite music because he's literally saying like I'm struggling, like trying to like understand, like, is God even real? Like, are these like what's happening?
Yeah.
Jay Moss, his first and second album, he's talking about the urge to like cheat on his wife and all these things like that. Like these are real things that are going on that people just kind of don't talk about. So, that's why I think that's what kind of holds us back as like a community. Is just like not being honest about things, not like wanting to talk about uncomfortable things.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a sweep it under the rug mentality.
Yeah.
And to wrap up the conversation on gospel, actually not to wrap, I want to go expand a little further.
Yeah.
Because gospel is different from Christian music,
Talk about it.
And it feels like there's a divide between the music that not only is suiting us as Black people, but also what suits the church. Because the church is all hymn-based, right? Mm-hmm. But hymns come from slave times. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a post-colonial aspect to it.
Yeah.
And gospel comes from post-colonialism, like way after, from what we've created ourselves.
Right.
So I'm like, I find that in our church, in the Adventist church, there's like a block to the amount of gospel you can have a lot of the time. Because it's like, don't stray too far away from the classic. But that classic is rooted in something else. Am I right? Or,
yeah, this guy's talking. Yeah. We're like out. We're not even 20 minutes in. This is because I'm going to talk about this often, because I have you here so I can talk about music for real, and get into that bag. That's real. I feel like if more people actually knew because what you're talking about is absolutely true.
Yeah.
We don't even realize it's just like programmed in us. It's just programmed. Like if you go to Apple Creek, for example, you're not like, people try to like bring new music in there, but if you look at the crowd, it's like no one's raising their hands, it's just quiet.
Yeah.
And then when they hear the classics, it's all so somehow they caught the spirit.
Yeah.
And I find that really interesting.
Oh yeah,
that is really
you're talking.
That's
bro.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's like it has to be a certain BPM, it has to be a certain classic song for them to get them into their consistent spirit.
Yeah.
It's almost like a code is programmed into them and only that can access their code.
But it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's absolutely programming.
Yeah.
It's programming.
That's interesting, bro.
I'm actually going to look more into that because I never really thought about that like that.
Yeah. I found it interesting because I remember hearing like my grandma listen to music and stuff like that. And I'm like, how come it always sounds so like dated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing though. I feel like people don't really want to. They say they want to like. What's the term for outreach?
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm talking about.
My days. Yeah. When you wanna my days.
What is
it's just when you
are we bad Christians?
Yo, horrible. Take away our Christian card. Not testify, but it's when you're getting close to bring people into the church.
Yeah, just
starts with a C. Bringing people. Someone right now is screaming at their.
I'll remember at some point. But if you really want to go and grab people, these are the things that you have to do. So I don't feel like people really want to like get new people for God, honestly. Mm-hmm. Because if that was the case, you would do different things.
Yes. I completely agree, bro. I'm just looking it up right now to see if I can find the word. It's like someone's going to see.
We'll find it.
Yeah, someone's going to DM us like,
put in the comments. Put in the comments.
You guys know exactly what we're talking about. But yeah, man.
Not like super shameless plug, but that's why I was telling you, I've been executive producing Ryan Ofe, because the goal with that music is exactly what we're talking about, just like Christian music, but like elevated, not dated. Like even if he's not gonna go in, because his story is his story, I can't tell him how to tell his story. Even if he's not gonna go and say, all of these wild things or whatever, because of the programming and just like subconscious, you got to put things in there to like to make it palatable for people that aren't already of the faith. So I'll use like, instead of a regular bass guitar that you can find in the church, I'm going to use an 808 because that's, some people can actually relate to the 808 more than the bass guitar, so that they don't feel alienated from the music. That's like outreach. So I've had so many people say like, yo, I'm not even into gospel or Christian music like that, but I can listen to this every day and like put it on and like then maybe 3 listens later realize, oh, he's like actually talking about thing. Like we do Afro beats records, we do Amapiano, we do like different, like we're working with the rappers and the whatever, like the people that are doing like a modern R&B music, we're bringing them in the fold to like make sure that the music can be a part of today, because there's new Christians all the time. We're trying to bring people in, so that's like still part of the mission to this day, even if it doesn't really look like it. That's definitely like a huge part of that.
No, salute, bro. And like with that, you mentioned that you're executive producer, you know, but you've been producing like from a talent perspective. But this one sounds like you're more in like your business bag.
Yeah.
With this one, so break down the differences operating in music as talent, producing, and being an executive producer.
Very nuanced, very, very nuanced. And it looks different pretty much every time. So executive producing for Dylan looks different than executive producing for Ryan. So like with Dylan, we're independent. We own the label together. Okay. So I'm looking out for budgets. I'm looking out for just how to get, I'm seeing the project through from start to finish. Okay. Whether that's like you wear like 10 different hats in that process. Like whatever is best for that project, for the artist to get their vision off as best as possible, that's what I have to look out for. So if that means we're going to spend X amount of dollars for a week at this studio, or we're going to rent a B&B in the middle of nowhere just to get it done, or like do we have the budget for this? No? Okay, cool. Maybe I'll record it instead. So like, for example, the first album that me and Dylan did, like it was pretty much just us. We didn't really have a budget for it. We didn't have anything. So he would come to like my mom's crib and we'd just be in my bedroom just like working. I'd be recording, he'd be writing. We'd make the music, we'd bring any musicians there, or we'd like rent a studio downtown or something like that. But like we just always make it work in some way. And then from making the music, even if I don't touch a record, I'll say, yo, maybe you should say that like that, or use this word instead, or sing it like this, or I'll suggest someone to mix the music and master it. And then we're going through that entire process together as well. Then by the time that's done, then we got to market it, and then we got to promote it. We got to make it look cool. We got to like figure out just the entire rollout, all that stuff. So that is that role. But for Ryan, it's like I'm really just like overseeing. Like I do a lot of the music too, like myself. But I'm suggesting, yo, you should work with that writer, or yo, we should do it at this studio, or we should, he'll bring in stuff, or he might write a song, send like a voice note, and then we'll make an entire record out of it, or whatever the case. But he has his entire team. I'm just working with them to like figure out how to make it the best thing. So yeah, even if I didn't make the beat, I'm still involved in every process. Yeah, so it's very different.
Huh. So I remember one time y'all had like a billboard at Young and Dundas Square.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Who?
Dylan.
Dylan?
Yeah.
Having like a good relationship with the DSPs. There's a lot of different ways that happens. Like it's all timing, it's all just like planning and all that stuff. But we usually communicate while we're working on music. We'll be communicating with like the Spotify and Apple Music and these guys, telling them kind of when the music's coming. We share the music early. We just like, we kind of communicate with them ahead of time, and everyone's dropping music again. So like there's so many different things happening based on what fits in the slot. Sometimes it works out to where they don't have too many people dropping, so that they can, they want to support really just like good music, independent artists, that type of stuff. So if it fits, if they really like it, if they love just like what's happening, if we share our marketing plan, we share just like different things that we're doing around the record, and then they say, okay, we want to support this, and then they just ask for assets. We go back and forth, and then voila.
All right, that's a game for like an independent artist.
Yeah.
So, is there a way that you pitch the DSPs to get in touch with them and to build that relationship? Was it just like on LinkedIn trying to find them? Like, how did that first inception of the relationship start?
I mean, it's different for me because, again, I've been in music for a minute. So I kind of just, you go to different events, you learn different things from different people. For us, though, we're super good friends with Daniel Caesar's team. Like, that's literally family for years. So, like, Jordan Evans and Matthew Burnett, they've been super helpful early on. Like, we'll just ask them questions. We could talk for hours. They'll answer any of our questions. They'll they'll connect us with people over email. They'll, but other times, there's people like Alasia at Spotify who are like super early on people, and they'll just kind of support just because they like what's happening. And then we'll just like build a relationship from there, say thank you, this and that. Whenever we're in LA, we'll I take her out to lunch and things like that. Just to like build a relationship. It's not like anything outside of that. Literally just treat them as like people. And like they end up liking the music. They like us. They'll try to find a way to like support what we're doing. So yeah, I think there's various ways to find it. I think a quick Google search, you can find who's doing what. These guys are super intuitive, so they're always looking for like what's next, what's hot. I think the best way to get to these people is like just be really dope. And they'll like literally build it and they'll come. Like they'll, I remember looking in Dylan's DM when I first started started working with him. He had some like early support. It wasn't all the way there, but people liked him and kind of knew about him. So I was like, yo, who's reached out to you so far? And I'd be like, oh, this person, that person, not too much. So he's like, yo, go through my DM and just like see who's important, because I have no idea who's who. So I found some people at Apple. I found just things. I'm like, just yo, do you realize? DM? Yeah, just in his DM. So I'm like, yo, you should take this serious. He's like, really? Like, I don't. Like, bro, this person is gonna literally change the trajectory of your career, just off the love. So we'd go. So I went in, hit them back. Yo, thank you for this. Like, let's build that rapport and like keep that going. And that's a bond that we still have from to this day.
Yeah, you better thank this guy, bro. What?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's not really like an artist's job for real. He just like he's
creating. He
wanted to make the music and just put it out.
Yeah.
Whoever liked it, he was appreciative and all that, but he just didn't know. So you usually need someone in there to just be like, oh, you should probably, just.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Last year around this time, I lost my uncle to cancer. And every hour, literally every 60 minutes, a man commits suicide. So this November, I'm partnering with Movember to give men the opportunity to actually talk. Men's health is so important. So we're partnering together to give men the opportunity to discuss the important issues. So if you're interested, we are giving you free access. All you have to do is hit the link below and register, and we will give you access to the studio for free. We're only giving a select amount of hours out, so I highly suggest doing it quickly to make it happen. All right, I'll see you in the show. Now, I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to switch topics for a quick second, get into more of a music bag.
For sure.
All right. Because we have a debate here I just want to put to rest. All right. As a producer, someone who has Grammy nominations, Juno nominations. I think you won a Juno, no?
Won a Juno.
You won a Juno.
Yeah.
Is Single Ladies a good beat?
Excuse me? Single Ladies Beyonce?
Single Ladies Beyonce. Hold on. Instrumental. Our first listen. What's your thoughts on Single Ladies, the first beat? Because there's been a debate that's happening.
Who's talking about this?
This is a huge debate online right now.
Online?
Yes. That Single Ladies is horrible beat.
First off.
Our first listen.
Let's put some respect on that man, a Tricky Stewart. Because that's one of the GOATs that I does not miss. So from that alone, just off respect, that beat is incredible. That's like, how do you start with, like, what song do you know just starts, like, you kind of just start moving just from the drums? Are you serious? What kind of groove is that? Like, where do you... What?
Groove is crazy.
Stop.
Right.
That beat, that song, everything about that song is incredible, which is why we're still talking about it in 2025. And it came out, what, 2000 what?
18?
No. Single Ladies came out like
2013? Like, it was a while
way
ago.
before that.
Before 2013?
Yeah.
When did Single Ladies come out?
Single Ladies is... That's like at least 20 years, I think.
So you know what's interesting is that I played Single Ladies beat for the room because we had T Nice on,
Yeah.
you know, and we played Single Ladies for the room, and they were like, absolutely not. Am I right? And so Mike was here. Mike's in the back. See, he's head nodding. He's like, what? 2008.
2008.
Wow.
Yeah. It's about to be 20 years.
Damn.
Like, we're still talking about it.
Aged like fine wine.
Like, what are we talking about? And there will never be another beat that sounds like that.
So the internet's wrong. I'm wrong.
Everyone's wrong.
I thought, honestly, I'll admit, I thought that beat wasn't the best beat. Our first listen, what Beyonce did with it is incredible. You know?
Yeah.
Took it to another level for 100%.
And Beyonce has a lot of beats that I actually don't like, but she's able to make them into incredible songs somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what you're saying with that, because the beat is so different and like off, like left to center. So
yeah, it's kind of it kind of gives the same. I don't know if I can compare this correctly, but it reminds me of Grinding. You know, in the way that it's off beat for the first listen. Okay. Like an average artist might hear that and be like, "What?"
Yeah.
You know,
and that's what makes
that's what makes it amazing.
So separates
the
boys to the
for sure,
the boys from the men.
Yeah, they were just talking about it. Clipster was talking about it. That they had to rewrite it twice or 3 times because they originally couldn't rap on it.
Yeah, and that's what made it a hit, because it just doesn't. You remember what that song did to the lunchrooms?
What?
Especially at Crawford.
Yes, I remember Javelle.
We were just on there. Javelle was going crazy. Yep.
Going crazy. Shout out to Javelle.
Shout out to Javelle, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But on the topic of Beyonce beats, you know, that brings us to Study Break, you know, because you sampled Beyonce and Justin Timberlake.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Like, walk me through that time of your life when you finally got that win.
Man, that was... Funny story about that beat too. I made that the night before the battle.
You're lying.
Yeah, like because I was like, I was trying to figure out how to win. Like, I knew I was gonna win, because I said, like, I definitely manifested that win. I said the night before, like, yo, I'm gonna win this. Like, I looked at my mom. My mom will tell you. I looked at her and was like, yo, I'm about to win this. She's like, all right, bet. Like, I'm bringing it home. Because I watched those battles. I was obsessed with all those battles for like years. So I'm like, I tried a few times to like get in the battle. It didn't work. Then one year I got in, I lost in like the first round. So I was just hungry. I just wanted to get the win. And I was watching and studying, taking notes. And I realized, like, yo, the beats that people are winning with, or everyone's making the same type of beats. So, and that year, like, trap was like super heavy. So everyone came with a trap beat. Everyone kind of had the same kind of flair. So I'm like, nah, let me just make sure I have, and let me do a little bit of that, but let me make sure I have enough diversity just in case, like, because I don't want to get out in the first round. So I came armed and ready. Like, I did not want to leave anything to chance. So I had that record. I just was like, you know what, let me just bring this just in case, like, because I barely slept the night before. I made like a few beats, just in case, and I'm so happy I did. Like, that was one of the standouts that people still to this day talk to me about, which is crazy. I never expected like any of that for real. Like, genuinely had no idea. Even you, like, who you're not even like in music for real, like, for that to like resonate is insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's just a beat. It's not even like a song or like there's no words or anything. It's just like a man asked me like last week to like license the beat for something. Or like lease it or something like that. But this is like, that's what, 2013. It's 2025 right now. 12 years later, people still talking about that beat.
That's the thing with music. Like, it's such an asset for real.
Really.
That you can just create in your room and really just leverage for as long as past you living.
It stocks.
It
stocks.
Yeah. So
it really is.
How are you looking at the music business nowadays?
It sucks.
Really?
It sucks. It's cool. It like there's two sides of it. To me, the good side of it is that more people are able to, you're able to find your fan base quicker. You're able to communicate with them, just your fan base. Like, you don't have to communicate with anybody outside of your fan base if you don't want to. I think that's super cool because now we're getting a lot of niche artists. We're getting, there's really no gatekeeper anymore. Like if people like something, they're gonna make it go viral. Like it just is what it is.
Yeah.
There's no like the radio programmer is not gonna stop a record from going crazy. A TV is not gonna stop a record from going crazy. Before you had to, link with a label and like have certain relationships to get even eyes on your product. So there was gatekeepers back then. Now it's like you don't really need anything. If it's good enough, if the kids like it enough, they'll find it. So that part's good. The other part of it is that there's so many people doing it because it's so easy to kind of get started. There's so much information. There are no gatekeepers. Therefore, everyone's allowed in. So the quality decreases, the value decreases. They're not like numbers and analytics and all these things are much more of a factor now than the quality of the music, because at the end of the day, it's a music business, right? So everyone wants to make money, which rightfully so, like, everyone has to eat. But it's not like I can start making music last week and I can have a viral record and make millions of dollars in a month. It like that's highly possible, and it's happened a few times. So therefore, the labels are starting to see the value in the numbers and the clicks and the impressions and all these things. And then once they get what they need out of that, then they move on and they move on and they keep moving on. And that's kind of the business now, rather than the actual talent. The talent takes way longer to rise to the top. So that's like my issue with it now. But there's so much good happening that it's like, I don't know, but yeah.
That's interesting because on the topic of it being an asset, it's almost like the asset mindset has switched to squeezing it as much as you can at first, and then letting it go and saying,
absolutely. That's why there's no, there's not as much artist development, because nobody has time to like sit there and like wait 5 to 10 years for an artist to become like hit their peak.
5 to 10 years
for sure to break an artist. Absolutely. Like the artists that actually are standing the test of time, like her was signed to RCA like years from since she was like a kid, and just kind of stayed there, worked on her craft, worked on her music. They had her just like working, and she was and yeah, now she's there like for good, pretty much. Like, we're not gonna forget about her because she's incredible.
She's literally
and
her.
She took the time to do it. She's her for real. So yeah, now we have like artists that just kind of pop off now really, really fast, and then kind of you don't hear from them after a couple years.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. So as someone that's, you're an independent label owner, like how do you find being an independent person versus working with somebody that's signed? Do you feel like there's a lot of red tape when it comes to
Yeah, for sure, because now they don't have as much freedom, even in terms of like how they're creating or what they're creating, because at the end of the day, they sign off on when they put out what they put out.
Mm.
And like if they hear your music, you're super excited about it, but they don't know how to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that the record is bad or whatever. They just don't know how to sell it. So they have their perception of what you should be, and they've built their entire business model for you on how they're going to sell your music. So if they don't feel like what you're creating is matching up with that, they don't care that much. They're just like, yo, we're not putting it out. We're not putting it out, or yeah, we're just not putting it out. Or if we do, it's not gonna be marketed properly. It's not gonna be like, so you're gonna pretty much just like it just doesn't work out well.
Yeah, and they control Spotify. They can kind of control Spotify
for the most part, but it's interesting. Independent people like us, like if you go direct, like because like I said, we have relationships with
the DSPs.
The DSPs. If you go direct, like you're pretty much fighting for the, like if you're assigned to a label, you're pretty much fighting for all the same spots that we are.
Yeah, Russ brought that up. He was saying that what the labels do is that they pitch you to the DSPs.
Yeah.
And that you can also be pitched to DSPs if you have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, you're both pitching is what you're saying.
Yeah. Everyone's pitching. Like it's not as black and white as it was before. Mm-hmm. It's like if you're making amazing music, if your music is really good, if you have a great team around you, if everyone likes you, then like you're gonna get support. But you could be signed to a label, and no one knows about you, no one cares that much, your music's not that great, and people just don't support. It's highly possible. Like being on a label doesn't mean that that's gonna get you to where you need to be. Like, you still gotta learn the game.
I feel you. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. All right, I'll just switch gears for a quick second.
Yeah.
Who is on your Mount Rushmore for producers?
Producers, it's got to be Darkchild. Darkchild is, you know who Darkchild is?
Yes.
Darkchild, Rodney Jerkins. I gotta say Jermaine Dupri. I gotta say Scott Storch, and I gotta say the Underdogs. Mount Rushmore's 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just go 5.
5. Who's your 5th?
So many. I'm gonna say Boy Wonder. Yeah, I'm gonna say Boy Wonder.
Speaking of Boy Wonder, do you feel like you can reach your full potential living in Canada?
Yes and no. Living in Canada, yes. Mm-hmm. You got to travel though. Absolutely have to travel. Like there's no two ways about it. You can definitely live in Toronto. Like people, Boy Wonder still lives in Toronto. Has an amazing house too. What a T minus still lives in Toronto. 1985 still lives in Toronto. Diesel still lives in Toronto. There's still a large amount of producers that are in Toronto that have made incredible music, that have made all the money in the world, that have like reached the top of their game living here. But they also have spent, extensive time in Miami, LA, New York. Like you kind of have to do that because the Canadian music industry is not built to sustain like for Black people at least.
Yeah.
I don't think the Canadian music industry is built for us like that to like sustain for like years and years and years. So you gotta like just make sure you're doing your due diligence and make sure everyone kind of has you gauged on what you're doing. So you can't like in any business, it's like you gotta rely on various different sources of income. So you gotta diversify for sure.
Yeah, that's the topic we've been consistently having on the show too, is leaving Toronto to find your value.
You're not gonna leave Toronto to find your value for sure. I don't think so. I think that's why well, you not to find your value, but actually That might be right.
Yeah.
To find your, to get your, well, not to get what you're worth. Yes.
Yeah.
Not to find what you're worth though. I'm saying you should get to know yourself here. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because you look at the guys that have like made it big. They all have, they're all incredible and all have their own like vibe. You're talking about Drake, The Weeknd, Daniel Caesar, Jesse Reyes, Party Next Door. Like these guys all have their own thing, but they're all built in Toronto, and then they went and spread it across the world. If you go chasing like something over there, you're gonna just end up like them, right? We have something very special here, based on the culture, based on just like the weather, based on the food, based on everything. There is something special here. I think you got to definitely lock in, figure it out, here, and like get comfortable, find your team, and then take your team with you, across the world.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. You know, the musical team.
Yeah.
I've never really, you know, everyone's educated on what you need business-wise for a team. Is there a difference between a business team and a music team? Like, do you need like A&R? This is something I've never really dived into, especially for independent artists that are coming up.
It's different for every artist because every artist has a different set of skills. They have different needs. But I would say not really. Like early on, everybody is kind of wearing 2 to 3 hats in your team. If you have a producer, the producer is probably playing engineer, mixer, and A&R. Your manager is probably playing label, manager, babysitter.
Babysitter. I hear a lot about babysitter.
Yeah, like in some case, stylist. In some case, like everybody has to kind of diversify what they're doing in order to make it work, because there's not enough money in music to pay everybody to do what they're supposed to do. So you kind of have to just find people that are down for the cause, and everybody kind of pitches in where they can. But yeah, I guess you need a manager. I mean, not until I actually don't think artists need managers until they start actually making money for real. Because you can, in today's economy, you can definitely start making money by yourself. Like, just you. And then if you start seeing traction and like it starts going, then you can be like, okay, how do I really capitalize the most out of this? And whatever.
You know who doesn't have anybody? Jaleel.
Really?
Jaleel is his own manager.
No way.
He's doing his own promo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I was like, what? He made a video talking about the fact that he does everything himself.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. That makes sense though.
What?
That makes sense. That makes sense. Especially if you know like what you want. Like that's half the battle. Like knowing what you want.
Yeah.
Like knowing what you want out of whatever you're doing too. It's like that's huge. Because you don't have to be a graphic designer now because there's Canva. You can, you don't need to be a mix engineer because you can probably throw it up on one of these sites and they'll mix the song for you. You don't have to be, a producer. You can find a beat on YouTube. You don't have to be a manager. You can go on YouTube and watch a few interviews and probably understand how to do all these things. It's just knowing what you want, having the time to do it. That's it, really.
Yeah, it's a simple process.
Yeah.
Well, all right, going back to your musical career, bro.
Yeah.
Break down how GTFO even happened.
GTFO, yeah. So, I was in the studio the night before. Well, not night before. Yeah, the night before with 1985. Shout out to 1985. That's my brother. We were in the studio in LA, with him and Seven Thomas. We're just working on stuff, just like whatever. And he's like, just like out of nowhere, he's like, yo, I'm actually in the studio with Mariah Carey tomorrow. I'm like, oh shoot, like that's kind of crazy. So I'm like,
casual.
all right, cool. I'm trying to play it cool. I'm like, all right, I guess that's cool. He's like, yeah. So we actually sampled don't forget about us on something for her that we thought that she was gonna take. Yeah, so he was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this. And like we made like a couple other things. Like, yeah, I'll play this for her tomorrow. So none of those things ended up getting picked. But I would always just send him ideas, whether it's drums, whether it's a little melody I did or whatever the case, just like out of nowhere. And he would always be like, okay, send the files for this, send the files for that, whatever. Just super impromptu, nothing. Next thing, a couple months later, I completely forgot he was even in the studio with Mariah, by the way. And he didn't tell me anything. He's like a very like quiet, just like sneaky guy. He doesn't say nothing unless something needs to be said, which I respect. So one day, like a few months later, I wake up at like 5 a.m. or something, because my phone was like next to me on my bed. I should really stop doing that. That's not good. But I felt a buzz, and he was like, it was a text from 85, and he said, we got one. And I was like, okay, I don't know what this means. It's 5 a.m, so I guess he sent it like a few hours earlier, and I missed it. So I hit him back like, yo, what do you mean? And then it's 5 a.m, so he didn't respond till like later. So I'm up just like, yo, what is he talking about? So I'm like, this could be anything. So he says, it's this record with Mariah Carey, but like you can't say anything. I'm like, yo, what beat is this? Like, what happened? Like, what is this? I have no idea what it is, because he works kind of like a scientist like that. Like, he just kind of puts things together. He takes pieces from this, whatever the case. So he took my drums from this thing I sent, like, I don't even remember when, and made it into, it was like salsa drums or something that I made, and he made it into like an R&B song. And yeah, the song came out a few months later, and that was that. I didn't get to like meet her or anything, but yeah, super crazy moment, because I sampled Mariah too on some of my beat tapes that I used to put out. So these are just like insane moments. I never again would thought that would ever happen.
Full circle moment.
Literally.
Sheesh.
Yeah. And like, it's just stuff, it's just like,
is that how it usually goes?
Sometimes. Like, sometimes you're in the studio with the artist, sometimes you're in the studio with the writer, and then the songwriter might show the artist, and then they cut it. But an artist like Mariah Carey, like, you don't get to just be in the studio with Mariah Carey. Like, you gotta like really be somebody.
Yeah.
So it took 1985, who did, Truffle Butter for Drake. He did One Dance. He did Hold On, We're Going Home. He did Hotline Bling, like all these big joints. So he's certified. He can now go into, work with Mariah. So yeah, insane moment. Like, I think that was the point. My mom was like, oh, okay, like he's doing something up there. So that was super cool.
For sure. All right. What was your favorite like in studio moment? So that was like a huge moment in terms of, having a huge artist, Mariah Carey, an icon, on something you made. But what was like one of your favorite in studio moments where like, yo, I'm really creating this right now? Like,
me and Dylan Sinclair making his Proverb album was the most challenging but the most fun I've ever had in the studio, because we're pretty much doing it from ground up. Like, not a lot of people knew who he was. We both kind of had a chip on our shoulder for what we felt like we deserved, or what we wanted. It was really just like...
You still feel like you have a chip on your shoulder?
Absolutely.
Really?
What? What do you mean still? I haven't done anything.
You feel like you have... Bro, I read you.
I haven't done a thing.
All right, what qualifies as thing?
It may never qualify. Because, I don't know, if you just... Like, I don't want to play the comparison game.
Yeah.
But we're humans. So, like, you kind of just look at other people's resumes and say, nah, I gotta get there. Like there's still a bunch of people that I want to work with. There's still a bunch of different things that I want to do. Like I'm super grateful for everything that I've experienced, for all the lessons, for all the wins, losses, everything. But yeah, there's still more. There's still more. There's still more. I won't say I haven't done anything, but like to me, that's how it feels. I still wanna. I haven't won a Grammy yet. Not that changes anything for me. I don't even see the Grammys like that anymore. But yeah, there's just so much more to do that, you know, they say, what's the thing they say? Die empty. That's what they say. You know, like make sure while you're here, use your time wisely. Like get everything out that you can. Like execute all your ideas. Just like put everything into the earth, and so that by the time you die, you're like empty. Like the world has everything that you were supposed to give, and that everything God's put in you. So that's the time I'm on right now.
That's a bar. That's a bar. I really respect that, you know, and I think having that perspective is very important, because the one that you were kind of talking about before, the comparison game, is a big trap too, because there's never a ceiling on it. You know, I've heard of gym theory.
Gym theory?
Gym theory.
What's
so
that?
there's a gym theory where it's a story where there's a guy who goes to the gym and starts working out, and there's like a lineup of guys in the mirror, you know, at the bicep curl, right? And there's one guy working out, and he's got some muscle to him, and he sees a guy to the left. I'm looking at him, right? And he looks to the right. There's another guy working out, and he's like, "Yo, that guy right there, he's D's. He's super D's." And that guy he's looking at is looking at another guy next to him, and he's looking at him like, "Yo, if I get in his shape, it's gonna be crazy." And then that guy is looking online at somebody else on steroids.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I can't wait to get like him.
It's true.
And the thing is almost all of those guys, if you take them outside of the gym and have them in their families, in the regular scenes, they're like, you are jacked. Bro. Every single one of them.
Bro, yo. This actually happened to me like in real time. I was running one day. I can't anymore because my knees are fried, but I'm like pretty big into running. And I was running outside, and somebody stopped me. Like I'm literally running with the mindset like, yo, I gotta get in better shape. I gotta figure this out. I'm running to the gym. So someone stops me and he's like, yo, I actually just started running. I see you're in like really good shape. I'm trying to get to like where you're at. So like, how did you do it? Do you have any tips for me? This is a random guy in the street that just stopped me. And I'm like, I was so just floored. I'm like, wait, what? You think I'm in good shape? Like, but that's the reality. And then I went to the gym and I seen so many other people that I'm like, man, I gotta get there. But there are people that, you know, see you and are inspired by what you're doing and want to get there too. But also the crazy thing about that too is everybody in that line all started it at different places. So you can't really compare what another guy did, because another guy might have been 200 pounds overweight. So him getting to where he's at might be better than the guy who's completely ripped, because he's just like he's healthier. He changed his life in such a crazy way. Like that's something to be proud of as well. So those are definitely reminders for myself to like, you know, not be too hard on myself, to give myself some grace and whatever. But yeah,
honestly, I you know, this too is like, as Black men, like we kind of put our worth into our success sometimes.
Oh my God.
Like,
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like some days I'll literally be like, yo, do I have any songs on the charts today? I'm nothing.
Wow.
Like that's how it feels.
Yeah.
That's how it feels, especially in the business now where, you know, people will literally just like not answer your call. People will not answer your text. People don't check on you. People don't, like, most of the times I'm talking to the wall. Like if you see some text messages, I'll be sending beats, I'll be sending ideas, I'll just be talking, and for months they just won't respond.
You know what's funny? I remember that about you, bro. I remember being in Apple Creek sitting down and like, yo, I'm sending beats to Jeezy. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it doesn't.
And
I still
you
don't have a
was
Jeezy
pitching.
record, you know?
But you were pitching though.
I was pitching. You got to just stay pitching. And then one day something hits and then everyone wants to talk to you and then everyone wants to, you know, see how you're doing or everyone wants you to be a part of their thing. And it's just like, you can't get too invested in the highs or too invested in the lows. You kind of just have to
be balanced and
just
even
coast.
keel.
Yeah, I'm literally talking to myself right now because I need all the reassurance and all the help and whatever. But yeah.
Bro, you've done amazing things, bro, honestly. I don't know if you know how many people look up to you and see you as someone who's really been pushing the boundaries.
Man.
You know, so I definitely got to give you your flowers, bro.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
man.
amazing. I'm grateful, man.
Yeah. So then, how did this Chris Brown record come about?
Chris Brown, that was I was sick one day, so I took the day off work, and I made beats. Yeah, I told everyone, yeah, I'm not coming in today. I was actually like really sick, and I was just like
Hold
down.
on, interesting work. You have another job that you do?
This was back when I was in university.
Oh, okay.
I was working at Apple.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I was working at the Apple stores. I was like a Genius bar.
Okay.
So I took the day off, and I'm just like home making beats, and yeah, I just made this beat. I thought it was terrible. I'm like, I'm never gonna make another beat again because like I'm making this. So yeah, then I sent it back to Ali, who I collaborated with the beat on. And he's going crazy. He's like, yo, this is amazing. I'm like, all right, like, sure, whatever you say. Mm-hmm. Then a couple months later, he's sending joints to Tizio, which is Chris Brown's engineer. And yeah, he just ended up playing the beat for him one day and he just like liked it. So yeah, I didn't even know it was happening. And then one day I got a text from Boy Wonder, because I think Boy Wonder was working on Joyner Lucas album. And he sends me the record and he's like, yo, this is you, right? I'm like, what? He just sent me the song. I'm like, yo, what? Again, these are all just things that just keep happening and I have no idea what's going on.
Wow.
So yeah, he just texted me the song. I texted, I'll leave the joint. He's like, we're just like, yo, we're lit. Yeah. And then that ended up being like my first like gold record. I think it's platinum now, but yeah, just insane. And then I seen him tease it on Instagram or something. Then all of a sudden there's a video shot. Then it's #1 trending on YouTube. Then it's like, I have no idea what's going on this whole time. I'm just sitting here in Whitby, just I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
And this is from stuff that I'm just like doing in my room, thinking absolutely nothing about.
That must be like a mental
crazy. It's
mind F.
It is because I thought the exact same thing about We Find Love. Like,
you thought that wasn't a hit?
There's actually an article on this. Like the headline is Jordon lands a trash beat on. Yeah, bro. I don't know when I'm doing something that good. So it is kind of crazy to like think about it because you want to like, that's where the imposter syndrome comes from, because you want to in your mind be able to say like, I know how I did that. That's
not it.
I want to be able to do this over and over again. So now when now I'm thinking so heavy about it. Okay, like why did that go and that didn't go? Or why did this go and that didn't go? And then you start to just like try to figure it out when realistically, sometimes it's God. Sometimes it's just, sometimes it's just things happening. You just can't really peg it. You kind of just have to keep going and just like not think of, too heavy about it. Especially in music where it's so based on just like emotion, right time, right place, just all these things. Like you just never know. But yeah, that was another like really cool one because Chris Brown is like, it's Chris Brown.
It's Chris Brown.
So yeah. I remember somebody told me before, like, yo, if you ever get a Chris Brown song, this is like the year before, if you ever get a record with Chris Brown, you're getting a plaque for it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So once that happened, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna get a plaque. And
Wow,
got a plaque. Got a plaque.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
That's incredible, bro.
Yeah, man.
How does that change like the people around you? You know, because one thing about music, like you were saying, people start answering your calls and it can start feeling transactional, right?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you maneuver around that? Because even with me in podcasting, so like when that Dr. episode came,
Yeah.
suddenly I was Mr. Popular.
Yeah.
Suddenly people from my soccer team went out in grade 6.
For
Yo,
sure.
da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I'm sure you have a couple new cousins too.
Oh my days, what? Yeah, I literally. Yeah, I'm your cousin from way back when. I just want to see if I can.
I already know.
Mm-hmm.
I already know. I have a couple of those in my text right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I kind of pride myself in just being like down to earth. I try to stay in the same place because I don't look at myself any better or different than anyone else. I kind of like we're all just taking up space in the earth. Like, you know, anybody could have done whatever I'm doing at some point. That's how I think about it. So I personally don't change, but the people around me, like some people might think like, you know, if I don't answer a message right away or whatever, that I'm acting Hollywood or I feel like I'm too famous to talk to anyone or whatever the case. And it's like, honestly, sometimes I just have days where I'm working, so I work a lot. So sometimes I just don't get to the message, and it's like I can see how that could be a slap in the face. But yeah, stuff like that was happening a lot. I'm not very good with my phone, so yeah, that was a lot. Definitely lost a couple of people for that. Yeah, just like I don't know, people started thinking I'm like way more up than I am. Some people, you know,
asking you for money.
Yeah, when you're out for dinner, it's like he's got it, so he's paying. It's like, you know, that's happens.
Yeah, because when you post something saying, yo, I just got this, or they see you next to this person, there's definitely a thought of, oh yeah, look at Mr. Moneybags over
For sure.
here.
I understand it, man.
Yeah, and I think there's a lack of understanding of how the business works. Same thing with podcasting too, where there's, you know, different revenue streams from sponsors, things of that nature. And it could be a while before you get paid from the advertisers. And there's days where there's feast and there's days where there's famine.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, and then someone might think you're in a feast and really
what?
You're in a famine.
Listen, and I was, especially if you're like, you might never see if I'm in a famine because I just carry myself a certain way no matter what. So I'm never, it doesn't matter how much money I have, you may never see me with like a crazy chain on or like, you know, iced out thing or whatever the case. Like I'm going to stay pretty, you know, I might get a little piece, like if you know, you know, but like I'm not going to do like anything crazy. So it's kind of hard to tell like what season I'm in, which I don't think is anyone's business what season I'm in either. But yeah. So what was I gonna say? Yeah.
For me, I like people thinking I'm in famine. You know,
exactly.
Like, yeah,
I'm broke, bro.
I don't have it. I don't have it at all.
Yo,
sorry.
Listen, my first introduction to seeing like, so T- is a good friend of mine who's like one of the greatest producers ever, and I'm like just fortunate to like be able to like call these guys. It's like
big shout out to T-.
friends and family. Shout out to T. Bro, no matter, this guy was going absolutely crazy. He had all of these joints. Damn near did half of Take Care. He's what you think is up, but when you're around him, he's so humble and just so. He still drove the same car for years. He still like lives very modestly. It doesn't matter how much money is in his account. He still treats everybody the exact same. He still, you know, looks out for his money because you're supposed to. Like, people out here will try to scam you if they think
you're up.
if they think you're up. So like that's what I saw, like starting in the game and like understanding how to move. So that's like my example. So I don't feel like I'm gonna stray from that at all.
Yeah, and I think there's both a blessing and a little bit of not a curse per se, but a hurt that comes with it. Because when you think of American producers, you're thinking Swiss, you're thinking Metro Boomin, you're thinking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can start listing it off.
It's true.
You think of Canadian producers, you think Boy Wonder.
Yeah.
People don't even know T-Minus.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People don't know you like that.
Yeah.
And you've accomplished amazing things. T-Minus has accomplished amazing things. Half, like 90% of women don't know who Boy Wonder is. You know?
True.
And I think it's a shame in that sense because they don't get the credit that they deserve, I feel. Should producers be getting the credit, you feel?
I think so. But you only kind of like, I guess you kind of have to take ownership for that too. Because those guys, like the guys that you just mentioned, even Metro Boomin has a tag, Swiss Beats has a tag. Wait, does he? Swiss has a tag.
Well, he puts his own voice on
exactly.
it. Listen,
like he has a bunch. Like he pretty much has a tag. So it's like when you're just someone who's just repeatedly really good at what you do, Wonder will never have a tag. I mean, T-Minus has one now, but it's super calm.
Yeah.
All these guys like Ilangelo, Manswell know about Ilangelo.
I don't know about Ilangelo.
Ilangelo did like all of the early weekend stuff, like the trilogy, like like all three. Yeah. That's him. Ilangelo and what do you call it? Manswell know about Frank Dukes. Frank Dukes might be one of the most successful producers like in Canada ever, and people don't really know his name except like if you're in music, you'll know, but. Yeah, and that's like to me, it's like it's cool. I actually rather that because you look at those guys' lives, like they're really just in there with their family. Like they're really they understand life on like a better level. I feel.
Yeah, they don't
I'm cool.
They kind of operate in the game without the pressures of being famous.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like these guys have to hire security like that. That's not lit to me. Like why would I want to? I don't want to have to wear a $40,000 chain and then have to watch my back because someone is like out to get me. No, I want you to think I have nothing in my account. I actually don't even want you to know me. I'm tall, so you might see me, but like if I can stay out the way, I'm absolutely cool with that.
Yeah. And there's a hyper awareness that comes with it too.
For sure.
Like seeing like, from my experience with the pod blowing up, bro, I hit my therapist up to talk about everything that came up, and she was like, I already saw it.
Yeah,
my therapist said it. I watched it.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So I'm like, whoa, this is like another level that people don't really take into consideration, where everything is visible. There's such a peace in privacy.
Yeah, it is. And people like to make it seem like there's no money in privacy. But that's where all the money is. That's where all the money is because you can, like, you just move better that way. It's not about, like, it's so expensive to live publicly. So expensive. You don't cook. You got to spend a lot of money traveling. You got to upkeep with the clothes and all that stuff. It's like, that stuff is fly and it's cool. And, you know, I enjoy clothes too. I enjoy, like, a great restaurant. People know I enjoy a great restaurant, but but like just like all the time, it's like sometimes you got to reel it back in and just like enjoy life for like what it is. Enjoy your family. Enjoy it's just like, you know.
All right, so what was something you blew your money on? You know, what was something that blew
my money on?
Yeah, that you've been like something that was fun that you did.
I might blow my money the most on trips, maybe. Trips, like experiences. I don't really have anything too crazy. I've been driving the same car for a very long time. I should probably get a new one, to be honest. But I think, a trip to, I think it was like Vancouver. Nothing crazy.
Vancouver?
Nothing crazy. Yeah, but you can spend a lot of money in Vancouver, though.
Yeah?
Because it's hella expensive. And like, you could, if you stay in like a good spot, eat really good food. Vancouver has some of the best food in the world.
I've never heard anybody say that in my life.
Yeah.
Vancouver is the spot?
Bro, the fish is so fresh. The I think the Asian culture there is like really, really big.
So strong.
Yeah. So they're like pho, their ramen, their the sushi over there is crazy. There's really good food, bro. Like I never had a bad meal over there. Even the Italian is insane. Yeah. Crazy.
I've been there. Actually, I got the pleasure of staying at a new hotel that was opening in Vancouver.
Which one?
It's called. I'm giving the ad, but I won't blow. I'll tell you offline.
Yeah.
I'll tell you offline. But yeah, it's a fire hotel. To give you context, bro, someone that was staying there was working at Facebook, and they were working on an app that would allow you to make video edits. And I was like, oh shoot. And then I came to find out it was edits,
Got you.
And I was like, damn. So fire. I'm like, this hotel is fire. Yeah.
Does it start with a P?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't. Yeah. Starts with a V.
I don't know about that one.
I'll put you on.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. But yo, is there any question you've never been asked that you always wanted to be asked when it comes to your career and your, journey?
Question I always wanted to be asked. I don't know. I think you did a pretty good job, man. I won't lie. I don't know. What do you think? Like, as somebody would never ask me.
All right. Well, I have this question, but it's not something no one would ask. I want to ask you, how has marriage changed your life?
That's a good one. Marriage is really cool. It's like, it feels like literally an extension of you. So you're not just like looking out for yourself. You're looking out for this other person. This other person is like a part of your body, low key. And it's like just making like I can like be comfortable pretty much anywhere. I can slum it. I can, I think I'm pretty low maintenance. So like just living for myself is easy. But like when you have somebody else to like, look out for and make sure they're good, make sure they ate, make sure like, life is good for them. They have everything they need. I think that's like, it adds another level of like focus and another just like reason to like be here, honestly. Like it feels really cool also to just have somebody has your back, like no matter what. So if like it could be as small as like, hey, can you like start the laundry because I have something to do later. Like that's great to me. Someone no matter what happens, they're down. They're gonna like just be there for you. Even outside of in this business too, because most relationships are transactional. It's so good to have somebody that is there. Like they don't care about like what you do. Like my wife, like she loves what I do. Like she's like actually a fan of like all my music and stuff. But we got together like what 12 years ago, damn near.
Wow.
So this is before she even knew that I was into music. Like she just likes me. So that's fire. When you're around people that just kind of see you as, okay, what's your value? What's your value? What's your value? What can you provide me? She's just like here because she wants to be. That in itself is like, that's all I need. So yeah, I think more people should like, if you can, obviously, definitely do it. But yeah, I think just like in the world, period, like people just need more love. I think that's what we're missing in the world, just love, like genuine love, not for any other reason, just for the sake of just love. Like there should be more love in rooms, more love in churches, more love in the studio, in podcast spaces. Like I think if love is like the forefront of everything, like everyone's happy.
How the hell did we do that?
Yeah, what?
How do you bring more love to the podcast space? Or like, and more love. Is this like a mindset you're thinking?
It's all mindset. Like when I say love, just like it's a positive outlook. It's a like it's not malicious. It's not you're not trying to get over on anybody. When you love somebody, I would hope you respect them. You know, so if somebody does something wrong to you, you communicate. You don't want to like curse them out on social media. You don't want to do whatever. You love them, so you want to see them win. You want them to be better. So in order to do that, you guys can help each other be better. You can, you know, like stuff like that. And that's what like marriage brings you, because you're together. So like your win is my win, your loss is my loss. So like we're taking everything together. I think if everybody moves with like a sense of like awareness, like, yo, we're a human race. Like we all, if you win, I win. We're not in business at all. But no matter what, you're like, we're a part of the human race. We're still brothers. We're like, you know what I mean? Like you're black, I'm black. You're a man, I'm a man. You're human, I'm a human. So no matter what, if you win, no matter what, like it's still good. Like it's inspiring. It's all these things. So I think if everybody does that, then like we're in such a good space.
All right. So what does smart guy mean to you?
Smart guy is like one of the best like child sitcom ever. There will never be a better one. What it means, it's like so many different angles. One, Marcus was in music, so he had to fight his parents to like leave the house to do his gigs because he didn't want to go to school. Same exact thing for me. As you know, I sampled Smart Guy in one of my B tapes. That was just like a huge moment for me, and like to see it is just different. Like to see it, and like, you know, the characters look like me, and the you're just going through like kind of the same struggle where your parents don't really believe in where you're going or don't see it as what they would have wanted for you, but you see it so clearly that like this is something that you should be doing, whether you're good at it or not. Like that was huge. And even just outside of that, just like, again, like seeing kids that look like us going through similar things in life, whether it be with girls or with, you know, your parents, just like different stuff like that. Like I think people really sleep on the impact that show has
For sure
on us, for real.
I completely agree. From the dances Mo did,
yeah,
you know,
So
the
dumb.
Smart Guy was such a legendary show that really had an effect on us. And you think about it, there's so much iconic things that happened in that show. Beyonce being on that, Destiny's Child being on that.
Yeah.
You know, that was Mo's breakout role before he was on Baby Boy.
Yeah. That's true.
Man, there was so much that happened in that. And the concepts they were talking about on that show, they're actually talking about deep things, from like racism to, you know, like you were saying on your point of not being taken seriously in your craft, to being the smart kid in a school and not being taken seriously, being the underdog. Smart Guy was a moment for us.
Bro, but like it's a little drastic that he was like literally a kid being in high school, but people, like, that's really how it feels though. Like most of the time when you're doing something that people aren't doing, like you just feel like an outcast. You feel like you don't have people to sit with. You have to kind of dumb yourself down, because like remember when TJ started to find friends, or started to like, whenever he would be able to kick it, it was him dumbing himself down, which is crazy. Like in order to sit at the cool table, or to like, you know, just like feel relatable, like you can't be that exceptional in our community, which is kind of crazy. So I spend a lot of time like in solitude, because I'm like, yeah, I can't really, and it's not even like anyone's fault. It's just when you're trying to be like, trying to do something that everyone's not doing. Again, like back to what we said at the beginning, you spend a lot of time in like seclusion. Like it's very lonely. It's very it's not pretty all the time. It's not lit. It's just, you kind of just grind and then repeat, and then people see the fruits, and then, you know, they wonder what happened. It's like, well, I mean, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
You didn't see it. I'm sure it's the exact same for you.
Trust me.
I'm sure of it.
Trust me. Yeah, this inseclusion. I feel like that's kind of what contributes to this male loneliness epidemic, whatever, because when you're in your silo, it's a good way to be productive.
Yeah.
And no one wants to really hear about the ups and downs of what's really going on.
Yeah.
The nuances, it's kind of hard to explain. And it's hard to kind of talk to your boy to be like, yo, this producer I'm working with is horrible. You know
They're
what
not
I'm saying?
gonna get it.
They're not going to get it.
I've actually tried to do that before.
Yeah.
I've tried to be like, yo, like try to kind of start to explain like some of the hardships I'm having. And it'll be like, so why don't you just quit? It's like, it'd be like, yo, it doesn't sound that good. Like, there's gonna be years where it's not gonna be lit. And I know that. Like, that's what you signed up for when you get there. There's gonna be years where it's lit. There's gonna be years where, and I'm talking like full years, not just like months or whatever, like a year where it feels like, yeah, I'm down. It just is what it is. But that makes for like, you know, a really good comeback. You're learning a lot of stuff in that year or 2 years or whatever that is going to help you when you get to the top to stay at the top. So a lot of people, like regardless of music, just like entrepreneurship period, is like people think it's just like, oh, you make your own schedule and like that's it. And then just money comes in just reoccurring. It's like, yo, you got to wake up and like think about the fact that, okay, if I don't get to work, no one else is going to work for me. So I have to be the one to like make sure that things are rolling in. You know, I have to make sure that I'm on top of my game, or else no one's going to be, you know, like, even if you have like a manager or, you know, people to help you, they're only making a percentage of whatever you're making. So like, what's their incentive to like really go harder than you? It doesn't make sense. You have to be the driver, the engine.
Yeah.
So like, I think people don't, like, literally somebody told me yesterday that they were like, yo, I genuinely thought like you kind of just wake up and just do whatever you want. Yesterday. And it was I get it though. Like I truly do understand it, because people really don't get to see it. Yeah. And I don't show it. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should show a bit more of my process, but it's like, I just don't have I just don't feel like I have it in me to just like constantly show what I'm doing and educate and whatever. It's like, you know, if you feel like that, I understand, but it's just interesting how people view like this whole thing.
Creative process.
So interesting.
Yeah, I think, you know, when we're in a creative field like this, people think it's all creative and no business, you know? So like with Basquiat, the painter, he was like a homeless guy who became a painter and started blowing up. And what really helped him blow up was the fact that he got basically a residency in someone's basement where he could come to the studio every single time and paint for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And he developed a habit of every day I'm going to the studio and I'm painting for hours, and then I can take a break, you know? And if you don't have that discipline, that engine, it's not gonna multiply. It's not gonna work out. That's, I think, the divider.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, yo, sometimes I really do wish I could clock out. Like, I could just say, hey, you know what? Just like not care. And clocking out as in just like, because I do have down moments where I'm not working or whatever, but like clocking out to where I don't care. Like, you know, when you work for like another person's company, you could just go home and just breeze out and just not care. Like, I don't care what is going on. If they hire me, fire me, whatever's, because there's always something happening at the job, or someone that has to work overtime or whatever. I'm just like, well, it's not gonna be me. It will be me. And it's like, sometimes I wish to have that level of, I guess, nonchalance towards this thing, or just not care so much about something.
Because it's taxing.
It's taxing, man.
I'll never forget, I was in a party one time and everyone was just vibing, relaxing, and I could not get work out of my mind. And I actually went to, like, that was the first time I was like, damn, I actually want to cry right now. I can't, but like, I felt like kind of like not trapped, but like
Yeah.
just like almost like a thread is on your back, and you're just like I can't get out of it.
Yeah.
You know, it does feel trapping sometimes, but the care is what brings you forward. So it's a balancing act between finding the ability to let go and the consistency to stay on, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's where I'm finding my relationship with God is so important because the caring so much, as much as it is good to care a lot about stuff, you can definitely overcare. And I think that's like you're trying to take God's job away. Because he's supposed to be there to like take care. Like you can't control everything, no matter what you think is going on. You can overplan everything. Things happen. You can, that's not really your job. Your job is to definitely, be prepared. Like create schedules and do all the stuff. But you still can't make everything go right. So I think the minute we start to like diminish our lives and like go that hard, we're taking God out of the equation because he's that's where our faith is supposed to come in. And again, I'm talking to myself because it's not easy. It's not easy to just let go and like trust that someone else is gonna handle, especially as an entrepreneur. Like your business is your baby. Like that's everything. That's the thing that's supposed to like retire you at some point. That's the thing that's supposed to feed your kids, like feed your family, hopefully for generations to come. And like, there is no plan B. So I get why it's so hard to like not put your trust fully into even somebody that you can't see. Like that's the toughest part, but that faith gotta be there. And I genuinely think if you take care of everything you're supposed to and just let God be God, everything's blessed.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
That's a bar. Boom. I think that was it.
I don't know. I feel like
that just came through you, bro. That was dope. That was good. Yeah. Huh? What's the next? Oh, yes. The other question was, how is this time of your life? Is that how I said it?
You said, how do you feel about this moment
stage of your life? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. All right. So let me say it again. How do you feel about this stage of your life?
In terms of like,
we're both, I don't know. You can't say young anymore.
I'm young forever. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're grown, young-minded black men.
Yeah.
Young-minded. Young-minded. You know what I'm saying? Because the knees ain't saying young. I'm looking at your knees, bro. Them knees are saying...
Yo, leave my knees alone.
but nah, like at this stage of where we are, in terms of, we're at the cusp of creating family.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the cusp of becoming fathers.
Yeah.
And starting that next cycle, I don't know about you, but both my grandparents are gone, and my mom is about to excel into that role of grandmother. When your mom is giving you that,
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about like that overall stage of life? Like we never talk about this as men.
It's crazy. It's actually really crazy. Like I had this moment again, like yesterday, just like, I'm an adult. Like I got to really think about, just like looking at things that I never cared about before, like just making sure my mom is good, again, making sure wifey is good, making sure my dad is good. Like you got to check in on these people, making sure their health is okay. Like what can I do? Like, what's going to happen with the house or what's, all these different things that's going on. And it's like, again, it's just no longer about me. Like at first it was just like, I just want to make music and that's all I want to do. And I want to build my business and my brand and whatever the case. But like, that's starting to kind of not take a back seat, but there's just like real life that happens. So I think that is informing my business more, that like everything has to be structured in a way where it's like damn near bulletproof, so that, you know, because family and all these things are so important and like growing up is not easy, like the business has to be so like concrete that you feel comfortable venturing off into the world and taking care of what you need to take care of. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure. It is, especially in entrepreneurship, because it's not like you don't have like that security or like that backbone of like a company where, you know, if something goes wrong, you can like take a couple months and or you can go on sabbatical, or you can, you know, and they'll still, you know, you got benefits and all these things and whatever. It's like we don't have that. We have us.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it definitely makes you go a little harder. I may stay up that extra hour at night. I may bite the bullet and answer that email I didn't feel like answering. I might, you know, it's a different level of focus, knowing that it's not just me and you have to provide for like an entire family. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of pressure, but I'm looking at it as good pressure, because at least I have something that I want to protect and I want to keep, you know. So yeah.
I relate to that so much.
Yeah.
I feel like every guy listening to this is like, yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I relate to that so much.
How do you feel?
How do I feel at this time? I feel anxious, ready. Yeah, everyone's telling me to be patient.
Why?
You know?
Why do you think that is?
Because I think, do you remember when you were a kid and everyone was like, don't grow up too fast? You know? I feel like I'm at that other level where it's like, wait to have kids. Wait to this, that. Wait to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Outside of our parents, 'cause you know our moms.
For sure. Every day.
Every day. Hey.
Every day.
Hey. Shout out
day.
to moms. Shout out to moms.
Yeah.
But I think having something to protect, like you're saying, that's something that I take real pride in. And I think the top thing of my mind is creating a foundation, you know, where we can really build upon. You know, that's been the biggest thing. Matter of fact, I was in the barber chair this morning and I was talking to him about what my grandfather did, you know, and he was fortunate enough to buy property in Jamaica, both in the country and in the city, you know, and he was on that mission, but he bought property in the city that's not necessarily the best neighborhood. It's not the worst neighborhood, you know? And I was like, man, he was so close. Like, if he had gotten it by water, it could have been generational changing, you know? Or generation changing.
Yeah.
But he was on that mission, you know?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, man, like, it's on me now.
That's what it is. It's always that's how it's supposed to be. Because like, you're not gonna get, I think we have to find comfort in the fact that we're not gonna get it right. We may not get it all the way right, but that's the next generation's job, literally, to take what we built and like
build upon that. Like,
now you're able to. He probably couldn't see that if he had just made this one step, it could have been, you know. But now I see it.
Yeah.
So now I can take everything that he did and make it more lit. It's not, you know, it's not even to be like you're better than him or whatever. It's just like everyone works together. Like, even in I think you have to be cognizant of that. You're working with the generation before and the generation after to like continue to build these communities and just build up that generation. I think that makes you move a lot different, knowing that someone is going to come behind you and they're going to need that guidance and that, like, that, you know, roadmap to get to the next level. I think he did a great job. If he was able to show you at least he owned something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, whoa.
Word. You did that. I bet.
Yeah. So now let me take down and we just move things around a little bit, and then
exactly.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where I'm at in the stage. Like, all right, cool. You did that. It's on me to push the ball forward.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yo, so what was the moment you met a star to you?
It was crazy. I remember I met you know who James Fauntleroy is?
Yes.
Bro. James Fauntleroy is the GOAT of all GOATs to me. So he's like, I don't get starstruck when it comes to like the big celebrities. Because James isn't like a big celebrity. He's just like, if you know, you know, then like he's the guy. But I was in Miami for a writing camp, and it was like a bunch of different creatives just in one big house. Like we slept there, we built studios in there or whatever. So we had it just going crazy the entire like week. So I woke up. I'm like a big coffee drinker, so like I can't really start my day unless I have coffee. So I go downstairs. I'm making my coffee. Like I'm still waking up. I don't know what's going on. Then I see James just like by the pool, like wherever it was. I'm like, yo, all right. I feel like I need to go back to bed because I don't believe this is even what is happening. Because no one said anyone like he was coming. So I'm looking at him like, oh my God, like that's him. So I'm completely starstruck because he's literally like my favorite songwriter of all time. Like he's changed the way I make music in so many different ways. So that was like the first time, and I even got the opportunity to work with him, which was even more insane. Like sometimes I go on my phone and I play the thing that we did, and I'm like, I just can't.
Wow.
I can't believe that happened. So that was like I was sweating, I was stuttering, I couldn't get a sentence out. Like that was the first time that's ever happened.
Wow.
For him, yeah.
What'd you guys work on? Has that come out or?
No,
Okay.
I pray that comes out at some point. That song is so good. Oh, it's so good, man. Like, yeah.
Damn.
That one's crazy.
That's the ad right there.
That one's crazy.
Like now I want to hear that. Okay.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a celebrity, you don't have to say no names, that you met that was not a good experience?
Yes. I've had pretty good encounters with celebrities. This one, yeah, I actually have like a song with one of them already, and I was trying to like, because like I was telling you earlier, things just happen out of nowhere. You don't always get to meet them. You don't get to like be in the studio with them and whatever. So, I actually met one, and I was trying to tell her like, yo, or them, that like, yo, I'm the guy that worked on this record, this and that, da, da, da. And she was kind of just like, okay. I'm just like, okay, cool. And I'm trying to like talk, and she's kind of just like, okay, have a good day. Like,
wow,
that was like like I felt really awkward, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't expect everyone to care about who you are. So
yeah,
you know,
even if you help them progress their career, you know,
they might not have seen it that way. So
yeah, it's like,
gotta
you
respect
got lucky.
Yeah, you got to respect everyone's experience. So
yeah.
whatever.
All right, last one. Has there ever been an experience that delighted you? I was like, whoa, I wasn't even expecting that, but
Drake.
really,
Yeah, Drake is actually such a cool guy. Like, he was, we were in the spot, and he like came in and introduced himself to everybody. It was like, bro, this is literally like height of his career. Like, Summer 16, like all that.
Summer 16 Drake.
Bro, he's literally going absolutely crazy. And we're in Toronto. So obviously I know who you are. So he's like, you know, he just like comes in, he's dapping everyone. Hey, I'm Drake. Nice to meet you, whatever. And I'm like, wow, like people even lower don't move like that. And that's like the person that I was talking about before. They're not even like a celebrity like that. Like some people know them, but they're not that crazy. And this guy is like the biggest star in the world, and he's still able to like have that level of humility to know that even though he's like the best, like you still have to be a good person. So even like seeing all this Kendrick stuff and all this whatever, it's like, okay, like I get it, but like, come on. Like he's still the greatest ever. And not just because of music. Like he helps so many different people. Realistically, I'm not able to be a producer in Toronto if Drake doesn't exist. So I have the utmost respect for that guy. And like, just like, yeah, that's the GOAT.
Were you upset at the turnout to the Kendrick Lamar show?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody in Toronto should have reverence for what he's done for the city. Regardless if you're in music, whether you're in fashion, whatever your business is, he's brought so much awareness to the city, whether you like him or not, whether you like music or not, whatever the case is. Like the reason Drake named his first album "Thank Me Later" is because we're gonna look years down the line in Toronto's history and just like look back and see like, yo, he did all of this for the city. And like, he didn't have to do it because he's fine. Like he's completely fine. He doesn't have to do any of it. Yeah. But the trickle down effect, like if you really look at it, everybody should be thanking Drake for something. Whether it's a restaurant that they love, whether it's the party scene, or whether it's like
opportunities,
just different
the remix
media
project.
Remix project. Like there's so many offshoots that he's like involved in, and literally just him even if he doesn't do any work in the city, like with his own hands, even though he does, him just saying Toronto is like enough, because we never had that. So him saying and like bigging it up in everywhere he goes, like people know where Western Road is now. Like people, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
people know our accent, even if they laugh at it or whatever, they know it. There's a reason to come here. Like a caravan is packed. Like a caravan was always a thing, but it's different now. You know, we go to the States and say, "Yo, we're from Toronto." We say it with pride. We say it with like a certain level. Yeah, I'm from Toronto, and then they say, "Oh, shoot," you know. And then there comes the conversation of, "Oh, Drake, The Weeknd, whatever." Da, da, da. There's no The Weeknd without Drake. There's so many things that just don't happen the way they happen without Drake. So. Yeah, I was mad about the Kendrick thing because it's like, yo, I get it for a moment, like it's cool on social media, but like you don't disrespect your guys like that for the city that all he's ever tried to do was make sure people know how great of a city Toronto is. Like that's not cool to me. I didn't like that.
I agree. I actually had a lot of debates about people who it's crazy because I was talking to somebody who was literally getting packages from OVO, and he was like,
that's nasty.
But I still want to go to the... And I was like...
That's what I'm saying. And then now OVO Fest is going to happen and it's going to be packed and everyone's dancing and everyone's... It's like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how much capital that actually brings into the country?
I tried to calculate it.
Bro.
So I looked at ChatGPT.
How are you going to calculate that?
Huh?
Yeah.
I tried. So I looked up on ChatGPT what the actual amount of value Drake brought into Toronto. And it said from the branding perspective, the overall value he's given is about $2 billion.
I feel like it's more, to be honest.
Yeah?
I think it's more.
That's interesting. I think from an outside perspective looking in, that's kind of what they could monetarily see. But like, you can't, it's hard to perceive Dr. Six. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Six is a doctor that does cosmetic surgeries on people. But he named himself Dr. Six so he could be brandable with Toronto. You know what I'm saying? And he's using the six that Drake popularized from Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy Prime.
Shout out to Jimmy.
That so he could big up his business.
Yeah.
How many businesses have the word six in it? You can go to your Google and see. It's gonna just keep on scrolling for a very long time.
Yeah.
So 2 billion is the word that is the number that they brought up. But
man, that's easy.
2 billion is easy.
I'm just saying compared to like for what he's done, I just think it's more because there's so many things that they're not calculating. There's so many things they're not calculating. Every producer in Toronto that's making money, they got to put together their net worth too and like add. Like there's so many, bro. The dancing, the dancer community.
Yeah.
The bro, come on, like.
Interesting. That's how you think 2 billion is low.
2 billion is low.
Interesting.
That's like, I'd say like for a Vince Carter, maybe that makes sense.
You think Vince Carter?
For sure.
Vince Carter brought 2 billion worth of 2 billion.
Bro, he was the first one that put eyes on Toronto in like a cool way.
For sure, but
like a really cool way. And I'm not even trying to disrespect nobody into like the Cardinals and all these people.
Yeah. How do all right. So if you were to actually try to assess the 2 billion, you know what I'm saying? Like you can look at the different opportunities, the amount of artists that Drake's brought in to be like, all right, 2 billion. But how do you quantify Vince Carter to 2 billion? Are you talking about people going to bars to watch the Raptors? Like what are you quantifying to say that he probably made that at that level? You know what I'm saying?
Did you watch the doc?
The Vince Carter Effect?
Yeah. Bro, nightlife in Toronto, he's responsible for it. Low key. He's responsible for it. Yeah, he's responsible for making, because that vintage Toronto jersey is still one of those ones.
One of the ones that sell like crazy. One of those ones. That's true. That's true.
His jersey alone.
Yeah.
The fact that the dunk competition and all that stuff, like that was Toronto. So like just I think it's a lasting effect that you kind of have to accumulate. Like it's not just like 1 or 2 years. It's like a long period.
It's a long period of time. All right. Yeah. Now that you say it like that, because I thought you were saying during his prime years in Toronto.
During his prime years,
you're saying from the moment he came on till now, if you were to look at it, it'll be over 2 billion. Oh, well, for sure. I would say that. I could agree to that.
Yeah,
I could agree to that.
I'm terrible at math, so someone's probably screaming like, "Yo,
absolutely not." Listen to this. I'd love to get your thoughts in the comments. Do you think 2 billion is the right amount for Vince Carter? Do you feel like 2 billion is the right amount for Drake? What's your thoughts? Please put them in the comments below.
Yeah, I would actually love to see that. But yeah, I just have so much respect for the people that just trailblaze like whole cities and like help us live our lives better. Like I just want to make sure we respect all those people.
I agree. It felt like we're dashing away like a catty.
Yeah, nah. That's why he came back and guy cries every time he comes to Toronto.
Yeah.
Vince. I love Vince, man. Shout out Vince.
Yeah, man. Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. On that note, bro, that's a beautiful note to end on.
Low key, yeah.
On that note, man, where can people find you, bro?
Man, find me anywhere. There's a Jordan with an O. Jordon Manswell. With an O, though. Like all O's, no A. Manswell has A, obviously, but Jordan doesn't have A. That's it. Don't spell my name wrong.
I feel you, man. Hustle what you can't control.
Yes, sir.
So control your grind and control your life. I'm Alex.
Yes, sir. I'm Jordan.
That's a show, y'all. Peace.